Surviving in an urban regeneration project for some out-of-town modernists. I'm a rhyme medalist. Kids lost without their fam on the blocks. Slums where Sodom and Gomorrah live. Soundtrack of sirens while silence follows.
So how does your state of mind differ as a producer and as a rapper / poet?
It's the approach that you take, I guess, is different. I mean, of course, if you're just making beats, that's just, you know, like after work, just going home and just getting down with some beats and some samples and stuff, and that's just fun, you know, that's more like play.
Yeah.
But if you're really looking at the approach, it's just, if I work as a rapper or as a poet, of course, it's just all about myself. As a rapper, like my latest release, the Space Soul 2013, that's all my own production, so that's just me, it's all me. Even if I've got features, I choose who the features are, do you know what I mean? That's just, but it's when I get into the studio as a producer with another artist, that's a very different kind of mind state than it is when I work as a rapper or as a poet, because I really have to get to know the artist, understand how they work, and work with that, and try and push for the best, you know, to get the best out of them as well. And also, of course, you need to understand the artist enough to know what kind of music they need. I mean, obviously I give them choices and shit, but at the same time it's a thing of, it's kind of like you start making things specifically for them and so forth. So it's just a different mind state. It's more collaborative, I guess, as a producer. Well, as a rapper or as a poet, it's more, I guess, selfish, you could say, because it's more about me, and I could just express myself how I want to. I don't have to consider no one else on that level, you know.
So when it comes to conveying a message, how important do you think it is to use art to convey a certain message?
For me, art is the perfect way to convey messages. But then it depends on what approach you take. So again, as a producer, you know, it's more like I support the message that the other artist has, right? While as a rapper or poet, I spread my own message. For me as an artist, it's very important to not just put it in front of you, but to kind of make you work and think about the words that I use. You know, I like to work with metaphors a lot and wordplay, just because that way, you know, if I just give it to you one time, like, the message comes across very easily, and that's great, but just like, you know, from watching TV, if something is too easy for you, you forget about it rather quickly. Well, if I do things the way that I do them, I might lose some people who are just not interested to put their effort in, but for those who put the effort in, the reward might be higher. I don't know, I'm not one to judge that, but art, man, everyone should have some form of art that they do and express themselves, if that's painting, if that's making sculpture, if that's dancing, you know, dance is an art, you know, b-boying to me is an art, you know what I mean, if that's DJing, if that's making music, whatever it is, it's important for the balance in life to express yourself.
Creatively,
creatively, specifically, because, you know, we are all on the grind every day already as it is, you know, having to just come out of the rent and whatnot, so being able to find a counterbalance to that where you can be around like-minded people as well, because by pursuing art in whatever which form it is, you will come across other people doing it, and it's like a feedback loop at that point, you know. You feed off them, they feed off you, and it just grows, and it gives you the balance in life that you need, the yin and the yang, the sixes and the sevens, equal 13, 1.
So as an artist, when in the process of creating art, how much focus do you put on putting forward a message?
Okay. That's a hard question. It's a really good question. You do, but you also need to let it naturally evolve. So, like I said earlier, I don't sometimes. I go for 2 months not writing anything, and then I start writing a lot. And really what that 2 months is all about is for me to accumulate experiences, enough time to think and study as well and research things, so that I can then really express that. So you direct, I would say there is definitely a message, and you kind of make sure that that is there, but at the same time you need to let it happen naturally, otherwise often it can sound forced. You know, if I try to force one specific message too much, you can hear it, you know. So sometimes, right, so with the YMCA poem, for example, because I lived in the YMCA for 3 years, after 2 years I knew I had to write something about my experience of living there. But that wasn't the time to write it yet. It's nearly when I moved out that I wrote it. It's like 5 months before or something, and it was a natural process where just inside the thoughts and the ideas came together. You know, I don't edit my work too much once I've written it, but I edit it a lot in my head before I write, if that makes sense. Yeah.
So how easy or difficult do you think it is for people to understand the message that you put forward in your art?
I don't think I'm the right person to ask that question. Well, I've been doing this in one way or the other, for a very long time, and I've always had the experience that to some people they don't get the message, or they're not even interested in it, and you know, I have to respect that. Yeah. You know, just like when in another interview I got asked about the difference between more commercial hip hop and like underground hip hop and stuff, and it's like, it's all what it is. Like, I might not be the biggest Jay-Z fan or Just Blaze fan, but that doesn't mean that I don't understand and respect the fact that some people are really into that. So with me, it's just, I like to put it out there, and for those for whom it is, they will pick up on it in time. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I don't want to force message. I don't want to be like a preacher type of guy, you know. So if people are interested and they've got that kind of right state of mind to get into that, that's wonderful. If not, then that's okay. But yeah, I'm not really the best person to ask that question. Right.
So what do you think is the most important message you can leave with the world?
That all is one, and one is all. Spread the love, or we'll all fall. And that's it.
Thank you very much.
My pleasure, brother.